on Board Game Coffee Espresso, we're taking on the role of time-traveling mercenaries in Timelancers, the newest game from Party Tales. Let's do this.
Vincent, get back here this instant! Oh,
Thank you. Oh, I love you too. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Thank you.
Timelancers is a 1 to 4 player competitive resource management tableau building game that has you playing as time-traveling mercenaries skulking around the new world capital of Janusburg, collecting the necessary resources required to influence the passage of time by rewriting important historical events. And why? Because we're terrible people willing to do whatever it takes to make a quick buck. Now, before we start, please keep in mind that everything you see in this video is from the prototype version of the game and does not necessarily represent the final look of the product. Alright, now that we have all that cleared up, let's break this game down espresso style. On your turn, you get 3 moves, and each move you make allows you to take the action of the location you move to, be that on the tiles that make up the city of Janusburg or in your very own time machine. In Janusburg, you're primarily collecting resources and other stuff needed to power your time machine and cover the cost of capturing key moments in history. And that's where the time machine comes in. Players can access their very own time machine via the Timelancers headquarters, and from there you'll have access to these 9 time machine actions, most of which allow you to capture important historical events. Now, when you capture these events, you can either repeat them, which will preserve events as they were meant to occur, or revise them for your own personal gain. To hell with the rest of humanity. The events you capture are placed on your time machine in chronological order, and will either have a constant ability, like this Genghis Khan incident, that gives you a discount of 1 weapon when paying for other event cards, or these action abilities that trigger each time you activate the time machine ability that they're attached to. Now, if you're just gonna repeat a historical event, not a big deal. Just place it in chronological order on your time machine, and you're done. But when you start to mess around with time, when you start revising events, that's when things start to get messy. When you revise a captured event, you flip it on its head like this, which makes perfect visual sense because you're messing with the timeline, you're changing things, everything's gone topsy-turvy. And when you do this, when you revise an event, you cause a ripple through time that impacts all other events of that type that come after it in chronological order, flipping them on their head or possibly even setting them right again. And here's the kicker. This ripple effect isn't just limited to your time machine. It affects all events of the same type that come after it in chronological order on every player's time machine. And if that's not enough, it also flips over all tiles of the matching type in the city of Janusburg, which changes the available actions on those tiles. It's so easy to mess with time when you have a time machine, but getting all those events to line up and work in your favor? A move like this not only affects your game, but could have a devastating impact on whatever time capturing engine your opponent was building over on their side of the table. And that's where these come in. If you or your opponent cause one of these ripples and you want to protect a certain event from being affected, you can use these time locks to lock them down and prevent them from being flipped. Alright, so those were the broad strokes, what Timelancers is all about, but there's more. These time machine abilities, for example, not only do they allow you to capture events, but you can also flip an event, flip a city tile, or reserve an event. Back in the city, some of your actions will require money to use, while others are completely free. Like this resource swapping market space, or this capital space that lets you take on additional side jobs that act as achievements that earn you extra points at the end of the game. And the only thing to get in the way of your plans, other than other players messing with your timeline, are these time enforcement agents. These a-holes patrol the city in their fancy black cars and block up any tiles they're stopped on, which means you can't enter that tile until they leave. I mean, who do these guys think they are? The time police? Now, keep in mind, in Timelancers, although the story is that you're a mercenary for hire, as far as the gameplay goes, you're not outright given a task that you need to do. The jobs you get at the start are just other avenues to score you additional points. You have a lot of options of how to play and what jobs you take, and a lot of ways to get the resources you need to make that happen. And it's nice when you play a resource-heavy game like this that you don't feel starved for resources. I mean, I might not have everything I need all the time, but getting it is as easy as walking down the street to pick up a 2-pack of Time Gems. Unless the cops are there, of course. God damn it. And that's it. If Timelancer sounds like a game you'd be interested in, check it out on Kickstarter.
Thanks for joining us. If you like this video and you want to see more, subscribe to our channel. It's the best way to keep up to date with everything we do here at Board Game Coffee. But if you want to see more right now, we got plenty of videos to choose from. And if that's not enough, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee. And remember, have fun, keep gaming, be social. See you next week.